This day and time. What happened today, years ago?
Okay, this is just days after Napoleon's dramatic return from Elba, the period known as the 100 Days. He's back, and his grand strategy is to prevent his enemies, the Seventh Coalition, from fully massing their forces.
Right. His plan. Strike fast into Belgium and drive a wedge between the British army under Wellington and the Prussian army, led by Blücher. Divide and conquer.
The sources really highlight the clash of commanders here. Napoleon is still the tactical genius, but you see the first signs of, maybe, friction. He's missing his brilliant chief of staff, Berthier.
Who's been replaced by Soult, yeah. And Soult, well, he wasn't quite Berthier when it came to managing the complex details of a campaign like this.
Then there's Wellington, often seen as a defensive master, though the sources point out he initially wasn't entirely sure where Napoleon was heading. A bit of uncertainty there.
And facing Napoleon directly at Ligny was the fiery Prussian field Marshal Blücher. Full of energy, high morale, but relying heavily on his capable chief of staff, Gneisenau.
And on the French side, Marshal Ney, famous for his bravery, the bravest of the brave, wasn't he?
Exactly. But the sources suggest he could be indecisive when given independent command, maybe lack that strategic preparation needed at this level.
Let's talk numbers. What kind of forces are we looking at?
Pretty substantial for the time. Napoleon took about 60,000 to 68,000 men to engage Blücher's Prussians, who numbered around 83,000, maybe 84,000 at Ligny.
Okay, and Ney?
Ney was positioned at Quatre Bras, that crucial crossroads, initially with about 24,000 men against a smaller allied force under Wellington that, well, it grew throughout the day to maybe 36,000.
So June 16th, two battles happening almost simultaneously. Ligny first, which the sources remind us would be Napoleon's last victory.
Right. The terrain around Ligny, it featured a stream, villages, naturally strong for defenders, easy to hold.
How did the battle unfold?
It kicked off in the afternoon. The French used intense artillery fire, then committed infantry to fight for those defended villages like Saint-Amand and Ligny itself. It was grinding.
Was it a flank attack initially?
That was the plan, but it shifted more to a direct frontal assault. The decisive blow came late, around 7:45 p.m., when Napoleon committed his elite Imperial Guard to break the Prussian line.
But there was this critical moment, wasn't there? The sources emphasize Marshal d'Erlon's corps.
Oh, absolutely. A huge moment. Around 6:30 p.m., you have tens of thousands of French troops, d'Erlon's Ardeur Corps, essentially marching back and forth between Ligny and Quatre Bras.
Why? What happened?
Conflicting orders. It seems Ney wanted them at Quatre Bras, Napoleon needed them at Ligny. They appeared near Ligny, but never really engaged decisively. A massive lost opportunity for Napoleon to crush the Prussians right there.
Wow. That really underscores the fog of war, the communication